If a woman came into your room in the middle of the night, what would you choose to do? Faced with such a dilemma, Sekong Jing, who had been a widower for many years, after Huang Miaoying's mother's passing was momentarily in shock. Fortunately, he managed to regain his composure and began assembling weapons in his hands. He was well aware of the principle that offering help without reason usually led to treachery. Her action that delivering herself to Sekong Jing remained questionable. It was strange that Tong Ju-xiang did not show a startled reaction. After failing to receive further response from Sekong Jing, she bursted into tears and picked up her clothes, leaving heartbrokenly. I couldn't understand whether her actions were genuine or deceptive, but this scene made my day. I never thought that the old hatchet woman had such embarrassing moment in her past. I will definitely bring this up next time encountering her. After concluding this little incident, I decided to accelerate the progress of the illusion. Over the next 2 years, they remained as usual. Sekong Jing and Tong Ju-xiang did not encounter any more trouble, but there is a saying that a child's thoughts are actually quite perceptive. Since that night, Huang Miaoying often sat alone, lost in thought, until one day, the story finally became interesting again. This day, as the father, Sekong Jing decided to teach his daughter the guardian lineage's formation techniques. Huang Miaoying was extremely excited upon hearing that her father would finally teach her formations, as learning them would allow her to visit her mother whenever she wanted. After reaching an agreement, Sekong Jing began his teaching time. According to his own account, the tomb guardian lineage's inheritance can be traced back to 2 eras ago, and the ceiling formation technique is different from ordinary formations, making it extremely difficult to learn. This piqued my interest. If I were to learn the ceiling formation technique, I would be able to explore areas of the geomantic tomb that were previously inaccessible. So, for the following period of time, I studied the knowledge of the ceiling formation technique along with Huang Miaoying. After 2 months of practice in the illusion, Huang Miaoying finally grasped some of the techniques. However, every time she deployed a formation, it would be crooked and distorted. Such a level of formation was embarrassing to show to others. So, when Sekong Jing saw his daughter's progress, he furrowed his brow. If she couldn't accept the inheritance, it was likely that there would be no successor to the tomb guardian lineage. I shared the same thoughts. After observing for so long, I had also learned the technique. I was surprised to find that the ceiling formation technique had similarities with the 5 elements formation that suppressed the battle patriarch. With this understanding, my chances of forcefully breaking the 5 elements formation, which previously stood the chance at 60 to 70%, now could reach 120%, allowing me to perfectly break the formation. I could even seal a higher level formation after breaking it, and set an unlock password for future access. After secretly learning the sealing technique, I turned my attention to the progress of the others. Their mentality seemed too immature. Until now, no one had been able to actively break the illusion. Lan Kun, the predetermined inheritor from the previous life, still reveled night after night. This prince of Jiao Ren wasn't taking it seriously at all. As for Hu Yanxing, he was still in his youth time. However, I was curious whether the person by his side was the inheritor of the Hu Yan family. Meanwhile, Hu Yanxing's bodyguard, Hu Yanfa, I didn't expect that despite his usual appearance of a monk, he would still yearn for his wife deep in his heart. And that traitor, Wang Shu, was quite intriguing. He seemed to be very close to the previous inheritor of Ao Bing Mek. But why did he choose the path of betraying the Murphic clan? As I was about to leave, I had an additional discovery. Apart from the people who had entered earlier, there was now another snowman illusion here. Moreover, the content of this illusion was very strange. There was only a snowman sleeping inside, sleeping for over 100 years at a time. Meanwhile, 2 more months passed in the current illusion. Huang Miaoying, who had made some progress in the ceiling formations, continued her training. However, this time, her training partner was Tong Ju-xiang. With Huang Miaoying's assistance, the formation shackles that had bound Tong Ju-xiang's hands and feet were finally undone. Tong Ju-xiang was also somewhat surprised after suddenly regaining her freedom. Although she was grateful to Huang Miaoying for giving her freedom, she was still afraid of being punished by Sekong Jing when he returned. Seeing this, Huang Miaoying decisively opened the outer seal formations as well. After completing all this, she appeared a bit exhausted but told Tong Ju-xiang to leave quickly. She had done all this to return freedom to Tong Ju-xiang on behalf of her father. For many years, she had known that her father imprisoned Tong Ju-xiang. So, after inheriting the sealing formation technique, she returned Tong Ju-xiang's freedom. After learning about her genuine intentions, Tong Ju-xiang didn't hesitate and quickly fled from the place that had imprisoned her for many years. However, on one one side, it was Huang Miaoying struggling keeping the formation opened, and on the other side was Tong Juxiang running away with a sly smile. Unfortunately, I didn't notice any of this because I was still focused on studying the snowman illusion. By the time I realized something was wrong here, it was too late. Huang Miaoying with troubled expression was remained at the scenes. Thankfully, I had Secret Realm Administrator privilege. As long as I have enough melons, there is no puzzle I cannot solve.